Greetings to all the students of Khan Noor University. We are studying week 7, lecture 9 of international business, and the subject of today's lecture is marketing strategy. I'm sure this is what we'll be studying throughout is the roadmap of companies, how they strategically do planning, how marketing works with its partners to deliver customer value, which is customer relationships. We'll also focus on marketing strategy and mix. What are the driving forces that influences it? We'll go briefly on marketing management functions and hopefully the elements of a good marketing plan. So if we go to strategic planning, what they are, you have to somehow look what corporate level does, which is on the left hand side, and what business unit, product and market levels do. It's strategic planning is basically the process of developing and maintaining a strategic fit between the organization goals and capabilities and exchanging marketing opportunities, which is predominantly the daily transaction and the behavior of marketing. As I mentioned earlier, you have to look at strategic planning from two different point of view. One is defining the company mission. In that corporate level, the directors, the board of directors, they sit and they define what will be our company mission. They set the company objectives and goals. They design the business portfolios, and eventually when they go to the operational level, they're planning the marketing and other functional strategies. This in a basically eagle eye view, this is how they plan. The board of directors, they plan the strategic planning. Every marketing must have a mission statement, a statement of the organization purpose. I mean, it wants to accomplish in the larger environment and broad context is what they want to achieve in the coming months and years. It should be market oriented and define in terms of customer needs. For example, what is our business? Every company must define itself. What is its key selling ideas? What is our business? Who is specifically our customer? The age, the demographics, the regions, the countries. What do customers value? And do they value price? Do they value quality? And they do value product, a place where which one is best suited for me. So that's what do consumers value. What should our consumers be? I mean, what should our business be like? So like we have to, once we get the questions to the above, we should strategically align our core competencies to meet the requirement of the daily customer needs, and hence what should be our business. Mostly mission statement of every company of international business, especially when you have one, they should be realistic, they should be specific, they should fit the market environment. But regarding above two, you have to be meeting your budget requirements. You have to meet what the customer. You can't just be unrealistic with your figures, with your facts. There's a famous TV show called The Dragon's Den on BBC. Sometimes they ask for money to sponsor them with their businesses. They ask for money to expand their businesses. But if you look, the first thing they tell them that your business is not realistic. It's not specific. So I kindly ask you all to watch The Dragon's Den, and it's a really huge good show for those students who would like to pursue business in the future, and how it can ask for more value from investors. So most of them are not specific, like they go all over the areas. You must also make sure that it fits the market environment. It could be the internet company, it could be sales of cars. You cannot be selling really posh cars in Afghanistan. This is my opinion, but you can definitely sell it in Germany, in US, in UK. So you have to look at which environment, like countries that are too cold, you cannot sell hot clothes there, for example, hot meals there. So it's those areas that you have to look fit the market environment. Be based on distinctive competencies. What are your key selling points? To be honest, that's a very important point. Is in business terms is the distinctive competencies, and I'm sure most of you know what that is, but if I rough it up, a distinctive competency is a competency unique to a business organization, a competency superior some aspect that the competencies of other organizations, which enables the production of a unique value proposition in the functional of the business. And that's the basically meaning if you look from the dictionary point of view. I hope I have not. It also refers to some characteristics of a business that it does better than its competitors. What are you good at that your competition is not good at? The business has a competitive advantage over other businesses. And lastly, but not least, it must be motivating. Motivating for who? Motivating for all your employees, for yourself, and there are many ways to be motivating. I mean, first of all, listening what that customer wants, and then putting those listening practices into action. So these are some of the areas that I would like you to focus while conducting a mission statement of a company. This is a fine example. Another, if you look to what good mission statements could be, focus on limited number of goals. If you look at some of the mission companies of big companies, they have gone into huge areas on infrastructure, on gender, women, society, peace. I mean, you just have to focus on what you're good at. Just do not go broad like solving the whole nation's problems. Some companies can do. The big company in Turkey called Sabancı, they are quite famous for solving all daily needs of engineering, roads, schools, products, cakes, biscuits, etc. But for a small company, for a new company, mostly I think it's advisable to focus on limited number of goals. Stress major policies and values. Every business must have its values and policies in place, that this is our red line. We will not go behind this. And what we value is either our customers, our business, and what is the product that we provide them with good quality, assuring, and timing. So value is important, because if you lose your value, companies will lose you. Define major competitive spheres. Competitive sphere is those you have to surround yourself with what those competition around you are looking at. Sphere, I'm sure most of you know what a competitive sphere's meaning is. It's like it involves the rivalry. You have to look at the competitive sports, for example. You have to look around you that which are low in prices, which are high in quality, so that you can compete against them. If you have those things, then you can basically relate to those characters by an urge to compete with them. These are good mission statements. Let's give you a fine example of General Electric's breakthrough. They have made these machines for desalination. Desalination basically it breaks salt from water, and it provides clean water to underdeveloped countries or developed countries also. I think they have got a mission that 2/3 of the world will be water stressed. So basically desalination helps plants like these to give people clean drinking water, and it helps them relieve them from water shortages. A great idea, a great breakthrough in terms of marketing, in terms of mission statement, in terms of, this is a great idea. If you look at Motorola, for example, this is Motorola's mission statement. And why I have chosen this is because it kills so many birds with one stone. The purpose of Motorola is to honorably serve the needs of the community by providing products and services of a superior quality at a fair price to our customers. I mean, if you look, they have targeted the product and the services and the quality and the price to do this so as to earn an adequate profit which is required for enterprise to grow. I mean, they have also targeted the fact that they would like to earn a profit also. I mean, you can't just basically serve the people at a loss. And they have mentioned why, because we want our enterprise to grow. And by doing so, provide the opportunity for our employees and shareholders to achieve their personal objective. I mean, to me, this is as simple, effective, and efficient mission statement it can get. It's covered the employees, the shareholders, the company. Every aspect of the company has been covered in this mission statement. So great mission statement. Let's look at the difference between market orientation versus product orientation. Let's just assume that the company is called Missouri Pacific Railroad. That's a company name. What is their product? Basically, they run a railroad. Like a rail company, they run a railroad. And who are their market? We are a people and goods mover. Simple. So you know that your product is a railroad, but your market is those people and goods and cargo that they move. Simple. I mean, it just gives you an idea from marketing point of view to what your company is and what your product and market is. Xerox, I'm sure you know, in UK and US they also Xerox it. It's like a copying machine. They don't say copy, they say Xerox it. They make copying equipment, Xerox, and they are quite good at it because all the big companies in the world use Xerox machines. They are a copying equipment product. That's a product. And what is the market? The market is the improve office productivity. That's how this is. That's their market. And Standard Oil is another company. Standard Oil is another gasoline company. That's the company name. But they sell gasoline. But to market that better, they show we supply energy. That means that they are an energy supplier company. Columbia Pictures. Columbia Pictures is a big famous company like Warner Brothers, Disney, Paramount Pictures, and Columbia is one of them also. What is their product? Their product is that they make movies. But what is their market? Their market is they entertain people. It can't get better than this matrix of product orientation versus market orientation. If we continue from our previous slides of setting company objective and goals, one must look at the company's mission, which is the objective. What is the business objectives, the marketing objectives, the marketing strategy and programs? We will study this in our step 2 hopefully. First of all, what is a business portfolio? Business portfolio is a collection of business and products that make up the company. The company must analyze its current business portfolio. What is strategic business unit, as also called SBUs. Decide which SBUs should receive more or less or no investment. That's how in a company portfolio you do that. And develop growth strategies for growth or downsizing. Characteristics of SBU. It has a single business or collection of related businesses. It has its own set of competitors. It has a leader responsible for strategic planning, profitability, and efficiency. If you look at but went fast a bit. Most of the people, they how they define SBU in business community is they make this matrix. It's called the BCG growth share matrix, and you give your business stars, question marks, cash cows, and dogs. So if it's star, I mean it's high growth company, and the business is going well. It may need heavy investment to grow, because right now, if a business is sustainable to profit, then you are a star company. But all businesses do come to an end. The growth eventually falls down. I mean, cash cows. Cash cow is the opposite. It's low growth. It's a high share. Basically, people are in there, established. They have a successful SBUs, but they need to produce cash, and that's why it's called the cash cows. To be honest, dogs. This the company could be in a low growth and share. They must generate cash to sustain itself. They do not promise to be cash sources. I mean, if you have got 5, 6 companies, you highlight them to which one are stars, cash cows, and dogs. And last but not least is the question marks. You don't know have your low share of SBUs in high growth markets, they are required cash to hold market share or not, and how do you build them into stars or you phase them out. So those are the companies that you will put in ranking order of giving them these emojis of star, dogs, and question marks. Problem with that matrix approach is that we did earlier, it can be difficult, time consuming, and costly to implement. Difficult to define SBUs and measure the market share and the growth. Focus on current businesses, not future planning. You can place too much emphasis on growth, and sometimes what happens is that when you are focusing too much on growth, you lose control of the overall picture. It can lead to poorly planned diversification, as always. There's another strategy. This guy Ansoff, he was a famous economist, that he had this matrix by the name of Ansoff matrix, and he was a famous guy. It's a matrix that is strategically planning tool, provides a framework to help execute senior managers and marketers to devise strategies for the future of growth. It is named after the Russian American Igor Ansoff, an applied mathematician and business manager who created this concept. To be honest, I mean, you have to look at this tool. It's a current market and new market. If the current market, it needs market penetration strategy, and if it's a new product, you look at towards a product development and strategy. And if you look at the bottom, if you've got new markets, the new markets will consist of new market development strategy, and you have to look at the diversification strategy also. So that's how, in simple maths, that it has gained to the company equities. It's a tool used by firms to analyze and plan their strategies for growth, and it's sustainable growth is what they're referring to, and the rate can be calculated or multiplied by a company's earning and retention rate by its equity. So this is Mr. Ansoff's expansion grid. Look at, for example, Starbucks at growth. Starbucks' motto is to maintain its phenomenal growth in an increasingly over-caffeinated marketplace. It is quite huge, I mean, the coffee market. Starbucks has brewed up an ambition, multi-pronged growth strategy. I mean, a great strategy if you look deep into it, and I want to kindly ask our students to look what their mission statement is, what their growth plan of Starbucks are. Starbucks product, market expansion grid. Let's give you an example. The market penetration strategies, they make more sales to current customers without changing product. How? They add new stores in current market areas, they improve advertising, prices, and menu services. So basically, this is how they penetrate the market. How to develop the market? They identify and develop new market for current products. How? Review new demographics, senior ethnic consumers, or geographic Asian, European, Australian, and South American market. Product development. They offer modified or new products to current markets. How? By add food offerings. They sell coffee in supermarkets, co-brand products. They sell cakes, they sell biscuits, they sell chips, they sell all kinds of variety which makes the product enhance. Diversification. They how to start up or buy business outside current product and markets. How? They are even going to selling CDs part. They're testing the restaurant concepts, like Starbucks was just for a quick cup of coffee, but they now want to open new Starbucks restaurants. So this is the idea they're playing with. But if you don't diversify in a business, usually you go out of business. Even casual clothing, if you have, you must have seen in Europe and UK the Starbucks t-shirts and Starbucks jeans that they're planning to open or they're trying to invest in. Uh, we'll we'll just call this the last slide for the day. The marketing role in strategic planning is that they provide a guiding philosophy, they provide inputs to strategic planners, and they design strategies to reach objective. This is usually the marketing role in strategic planning. So we will do this section next week, which is quite a good one. The business unit strategy planning process. We will study that in our next slide, hopefully next week. Thank you.